Welcome to Faithfully Us, a space where faith meets family and quiet voices are heard. If you're looking for encouragement and real talk, you're in the right place. Let's walk this journey together. Hi, welcome back to Faithfully Us. Thank you for tuning in now that we're back off of our break. Our son hurt his leg, and then one daughter had the flu, and then the other one, her daycare was closed down for 2 weeks. It was a lot going on. So Thank you for tuning back in and staying with us. So we're back now.
So today's topic is going to be what do you do? How do you act? How do you maneuver when things don't necessarily go your way?
How do you maneuver? How do you act? How do you, what do you do?
So with me, it's just been constantly just been me just go with it. So just, if things don't work out, things don't happen, you just got to keep pressing. You just got to keep moving on and things of that sort. Because honestly, throughout my life, I'm not used to things going my way. I'm used to having to take things as they come and things not really working out how I think they would and things of that sort. So
Why do you think that is? Do you think that's just life? Do you think, I don't know.
I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. And with me, it's come with a lot of praying, especially recently. It's like a lot of God, I'm waiting for you. I don't know if you're ever gonna say yes, but I'm waiting for you. I'm still gonna pray. I'm still gonna hold on to you because what else can I do?
Do you think, so it sounds like you internalize things, right? So
Mhm.
do you think that's just because you're a guy? Do you think it's just because it's your personality?
I think it's because of my personality,
Mhm.
because I don't know, it's just how I handle things. Because I know what else can I do
Yeah.
to make it to make things work, because I'm doing what I can.
Yeah.
So, and it's like, what is worrying about it going to do for me? It's not going to make it any better. It doesn't make any sense getting upset, because being upset about it and being angry isn't going to help the situation anyway.
Well,
So hold on. So the thing that would, for me, the thing that would help the situation is going to God about it. And God knows the time, God knows the situation, God knows the means. So Matthew 6:33 says, um, don't worry about tomorrow, because tomorrow will take care of itself. Because what good does worrying about it do for you?
so do you think, what if somebody is emotional about it? Like
Mhm,
they can't control how they're feeling.
mhm.
Like, what are your thoughts on that?
So I feel as though a lot of people, for instance, the person in that situation might feel as though um, someone who doesn't handle it that way is thinking that because they handle it that way, they're looking down on them, or they're coming down on them for handling it that way.
Mhm.
I just feel as though different people handle it differently. Because I handle it the way I do and I internalize a lot of stuff, it doesn't mean that that's necessarily the best way to do it.
And we both handle it things differently. So what would you say, how can we meet in the middle? Right? You internalize, I, you know, externalize. How can we meet in the middle just to make sure we're on the same page?
I feel like it's respecting each other and not having it come to a point where you're competing and seeing which way is the best way, or my feelings are more valid than yours, or um or seeing it as, oh, why are you dealing with it this way? You should be handling it like how I'm handling it. So it's just, I feel as though it's realizing that different people handle things differently,
Mm-hmm.
and not to be disrespectful, but be understanding and be able to talk when the time is necessary, because you might not feel like talking right away.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about handling difficult situations when it's not
Not
necessarily
going your
going your
way.
way?
I think it's a little hard, right? I think it depends on the level of the situation, right? Like level 1 to 10. Level 1 being, oh man, I wanted to vacuum, but my vacuum cleaner broke, right? You just kind of roll with the punches, go buy another vacuum cleaner. Level 10 being, I am stuck in a toxic work environment, and no matter what I'm doing, it's getting worse. I think that's hard because it's hard to be at work with all the drama and then come home and just be normal, right? Like it's hard to, okay, I'm going to keep it at the door and just come home and be me. Because I think, like, especially in the workplace, I think it all meshes and intertwines so much that it's just hard. And maybe it would be different. No, I was gonna say maybe it would be different if like you're fully in the office and you can leave work at work and not have to be on your work computer when you're at home and stuff. But I also think that like when you're in certain situations, um, it's emotional and it's hard to like turn your emotions off when you get home.
Yeah. But also, I feel as though you have to also, even though yes, you're dealing with things and you can't turn your emotions off. I feel as though you still have to be mindful about how you're interacting with people around you.
Yeah, no, I agree, but then I also feel like sometimes emotions are emotional, and I feel like sometimes you just can't help it, you know? So, like, I feel like you're in a situation, everything just keeps going wrong, or things are going bad, or whatever it is, I feel like sometimes it's hard for you to turn off it's emotions,
Yeah.
right? It's sometimes hard to turn off your emotions.
So what do you think is helpful when you're in that emotional state for
I
you?
think for me, I don't know, it just depends. I think, are we talking level 1? Are we talking level
Level
10, level
10. Let's go level
5?
10.
I think um having you listen to me vent, I think that's helpful. Cause getting it out, I think it's helpful. Um Maybe going to get a treat would be nice. Just to cheer me up maybe, Um And then just being there, you know what I mean? Like, being there and listening, and just helping me through the situation. And I think with a level 10, I think it needs to be more, like, hands-on, like, "Okay, how can I help?" Like, "Let me be there to be a comfort," versus a level 1 where it's like, "Alright, let me just go run and buy a vacuum cleaner."
But I have a question. So what if the level 10 is not something you can help with? What if it's completely outside of you? It's outside of your control. There's
I
nothing
still
you can do to
Yeah, I
help the
still
situation.
I still think being there, right? Listening, even if I'm repeating the same thing over and over again, right? It's a level 10, we're in crisis mode. So I think just being there, listening, and then just being there is helpful, because who else, yeah, I could turn to other people, but like, you're my spouse. So it's like I should be able to come to you and just vent and cry and say whatever it is that I want to say to get through the level 10 so that I'm back to my normal self. And I think sometimes you just need to express that.
Yeah. But how are you gonna be back to your normal self if you're still dealing with the situation that made you
Yeah, because
feel that way in the
I
first
feel
place?
like I feel like some days are better than other days, right? Like I feel like with a level 10 situation, if it's an ongoing situation, for example, the workplace, if it's ongoing, I feel like there'll be days where the situation was going to be a level 1 or a level 5. But I feel like rarely it'll get to a level 10. And I feel like when it does get to whatever the situation is, when it does get to a level 10, you just gotta be there to listen. It could be, a level 10, this particular thing happened, but then every other thing after that it just keeps making the day worse. So I think just being there, so that, I can vent, you can just listen, you don't even have to say anything.
Are you sure? You,
I can vent, you can listen, and I can just express how I'm feeling because I can guarantee you the next day it's not going to be a level 10. This day in particular was just a bad day, and I just needed to get it out. You know?
yeah.
It's like you're already having a bad day and then your pants get stuck on the doorknob or something. You know what I mean? Or like you hit your toe, you stubbed your toe
Yeah.
as you were walking. It's
Yeah.
like already having a bad day and here's all these other things. I mean, does stubbing your toe suck? Absolutely. But because of the day that you're
Yeah.
having, it's 10 times
I have
worse.
a question. So is there anything like while you're in that situation that
For me or just in general.
maybe for you and in
Mhm.
general, like while you're in that situation, because there's been times where I've been to my boiling point,
Uh-huh.
where like what you said, you stub your toe
Yeah,
on the side
everything
of the
just keep
door,
going
and then
bad.
you just get it just pushes you over the top.
Yeah.
where you could just consciously say in your mind, be like, okay, take a deep breath, take a second. Everything else around you is seeming worse than it is because of this
Mhm.
one thing that's going on.
I feel like maybe if it's like a different level, yeah.
Mhm.
Sometimes you can just take a step back and be like, okay, it's fine, it's fine. But I feel like when you get to a level 10, it's so there, it's hard to come out of.
Yeah.
And that's why you kind of need help, and that could look different for everybody. Like, oh, to help me get me down, have some ice cream, or I'm not. Do you know what I mean?
That's like you're talking about me.
No, no, I was just saying, like, whatever, like, my comfort is I'm at a level 10, so I'm gonna go take a nap. Or I'm at a level 10, I'm gonna lay on my couch and watch reruns of the show that I
Yeah.
love. You know what I mean? I feel like because you're at a level 10, it takes a lot to pull you from
Yeah.
level 10 to back
So
down to
so
no.
you're at a level 10.
Mhm.
You've been comforted, you've had someone who's listened to you and everything. Um,
I think it slowly takes some time to go back
yeah.
to, yeah.
What do you want to be in afterwards? Afterwards, do you want to be by yourself or do you want to be
Me
alone? Yeah.
personally,
Yeah.
or I don't know. I think. Oh, that's a tough one. I think depends on the situation. I think I could go one of two ways. I can go be by myself or be with you, but let's just be quiet. Do you know what I mean? Just having you there
Yeah.
is helpful, but you don't have to say anything. Just be there.
So what if I got you a big, huge teddy bear and you just had a teddy bear next to you?
Instead of you.
Would that be the same thing?
Instead of you.
Yeah, would that be the same?
No.
Since you want me to be there but not talk.
No,
But
but that's not but it's not you.
okay.
You know what I mean?
Just
Cuz I
checking.
cuz I cuz I feel like when you're at level 10, like things come in waves, right? So it's like, okay, I just vented to you. I cried. Now we're sitting there quiet and I'm calm, but then it's like, oh, I have something else to say. Do you know what I mean? So I'm
Yeah.
like, I mean, I could say it to a teddy bear, but what's the point? What's the point? Like, I need you to hear what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So I just feel like, yeah, I just kind of feel like you just have to. The whole point of it is to get from level 10 back to a level
Yeah.
0. Yeah. And then, the thing about it is too, I feel like it's hard. It's hard being in the situation. You know that you pray and you know that God has a plan, right? God has a good plan for your life. But when you're in it, it's like
Yeah.
it's hard. Get me out of this situation. Help me,
Yeah.
God. You know what I mean?
But also too, what if God's plan is to keep you in this situation?
Yes. I think I was talking, we've talked about this. I've talked to my pastor about this. It's like um anything that you're going through, God's trying to pull something out of you, right? But when you're in it though, it's
Yeah.
hard. What's that saying? Like it's hard to see the forest in the trees or something like
Yeah.
that. Like you're in it, all you see are trees. I can't get out of here. But then what God sees, it's a forest, right? Like
Yeah.
there's a reason. But I
And
feel
he sees
like
the path
and he
through the
sees the
trees to
path,
get yeah.
yeah, to get you out. And I get that for sure. But when you're at a level 10,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like you can't you can't, it's hard.
D so it's
It's
funny. Every
hard.
time you say level 10,
Uh,
in my mind,
you think a game?
no, in my mind, I'm seeing like Armageddon, like everything. There's like
Yes!
bombs going off,
Yes!
like
Yes!
bullets
That's
flying.
that's a level 10, you know what I mean? So it's just hard, it's hard
So
to get out of that situation when, you're at a level thing. Because I feel like you're not thinking clearly, it's just a lot of emotions happening. So, and once you're out of the level 10, it's like, "Okay, God, I know you're taking me through this for a reason,"
yeah.
but
Can
in
you
the
work a little bit
moment
quicker?
yeah, but in the moment, it's kinda like
Yeah.
Jonah. Right? It's
Yeah.
like, God, but you want me to go where?
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? So it's like, he ran from his problems.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just feel like when you're at a level 10, it's just really hard. And you have to try to get out of it.
Yeah.
Because once you're out of it and you're at like a level 5, right? It's like, okay, that
Yeah.
was
But
that's
I
crazy.
feel like another thing too is that you have to allow people to help you through it as well.
Yeah, that's true.
So
But I also think it's a personality thing,
yeah.
right? Like Maybe they don't want, maybe they like to sulk in their misery, or I don't know,
I need
maybe,
to sulk for 5
yeah, let me
hours.
just eat this gallon of ice cream by myself. Like, just this, just let me be. You know what I mean? So I think it just kind of depends. And I think it's really good to have people around you who want to help you, because it gets you from a level 10. Because think about, like, you're at level 10 today, you're at a level 10 tomorrow, and that's not good.
So to circle back around to a previous topic, so you just said that it's good to have people around you who's able to help you through those
Mhm.
moments. So when we're talking about friendships and how it's hard to make friends
Uh-huh.
and things of that sort, I feel as though that's another thing too, is that you can have not necessarily saying that you have a friend for this, a friend for
Mhm.
that, but different friends help you through different seasons of your life and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
but I also think though, like, I don't know, I feel like, yes, yes, your friends help you, but I also feel like when you have a spouse, like, they
Mhm.
should be
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
your first
Yeah, I'm just
go-to,
no,
because
I was just saying that's why it's good
yeah,
not to
yeah,
be solitary
yeah,
and to
yes, yes.
have like people that you can go to, you can talk to and things of that sort. Yes, your spouse I feel like should be number 1, but it's good to have like that circle
Yeah,
that you
no, I
can go to
agree.
and things
I
of that
agree.
sort.
I agree. So going back to Jonah, I was in the book of Jonah, I don't know, a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago or so. And it's just so funny, right? Like how he's a depiction of like how, God tells you to do something and you run from your problems, right? So you're in a waiting season right now, and it's like, I don't wanna, God said go to Nineveh. Jonah's like, nah, and then he got swallowed by the whale, right? We all know that story. But it's so interesting because when he went to Nineveh and he told the people of Nineveh what God said, they all changed their minds. They all turned to
Repented.
God,
Yeah, they repented,
repented,
yeah.
and then turned to God, right? So God
And
was
was
like,
sincere
okay.
about it, yeah.
And yeah, they were sincere. And then God was like, okay, I'm not gonna do anything to Nineveh, right? But then the funny thing is, like, and I feel like sometimes when you talk to God, it's like we're children. We are his children, right? But like we're children, like the way like we're childish. Because how Jonah responded to that was really funny to me.
Yeah. Through a temper tantrum.
He threw a temper tantrum, right? And I feel like when you're in a level 10, sometimes it's like you are throwing a temper tantrum, right? So, okay, so it says, this is Jonah, chapter 4, verse 1. This change of plans greatly upset Jonah, and he became very angry. So he complained to God about it. And he was just mad. And then he went and like he was sulking. Um, in the sun,
Yeah.
and then God was so good, like God,
And he didn't even realize the miracle that God was doing for him
yeah, and
by
it was
growing a tree over the
Jordan
top
Fate
of
to give
him,
him
like
shade, and it was just like, you should be happy, the people turned around and they repented, and now they're gonna serve
yeah,
God, and instead it was like, I'm mad. He
yeah.
was so upset.
And I think that also ties into us judging people more harshly than we judge ourselves,
Yeah,
because obviously part of the reason I think is because Jonah wanted to see them pay for
destruction.
themselves for their sins and what they were doing and things like that, where God showed mercy towards them. So he was like, they're doing all this wrong, I'm here doing good, how come they're not suffering
Right,
because of all the stuff they've
right.
done?
And
So I think that's a lot of stuff that we do today too.
And it was 120,000 people, right? So
Mhm.
that should have been a joyous occasion where it's like 120,000 people are now serving God.
Yeah.
And he he was so mad about it. But a part of me wonders, I mean, like, we don't know Jonah, right? Like a part of me wonders if it was like, God, I was in the belly of a whale for 3 days. Now I'm in Nineveh. You gotta destroy this. I suffered for 3 days.
But
You know what I
I
mean?
felt like he also tried to, like, finesse it too, to say that, "Oh, you see, because I knew you're such a gracious God, I knew that when you sent me here and I told these people this stuff, that you weren't gonna do what you said you were gonna do
Yeah.
because you're so forgiving." When he said that, I never really this last time I read it, I never really saw it this way, but I was like, he's literally trying to put this back on God. So, "You see, that's why I didn't wanna go because I know you're so good that you're gonna be forgiving
Uh,
towards them." So,
I just thought it was just a funny read where it
mhm,
was like, hey, this is what God said. He preached to them, and then, okay, we believe you. We're turning our lives around. And he got mad. Like
it
he
should be a
was so
joyous it
upset.
should be a joyous occasion.
He was so upset about. Anyway, I just thought that was interesting. And I think because we're in a situation, God's greater than we are. We're in
Yeah.
a situation we could pout and be mad. And it's like, God, what's taking you so
Yeah.
long?
Yeah.
When he's still a good
And
father.
and we miss the things that he's actually doing because
Yes.
we're not seeing the things
Yes.
that we want to see.
Yeah. And I
So,
truly wonder, like, when Jonah was sitting there and the sun was beating down on him and it, the tree grew and gave him shade, like, was he thinking, oh, thank you, God, for that. I really needed that. Or was it like, oh, great, I really needed this tree? Because I think sometimes we miss that.
yeah.
Yes, I'm at a level 10. Yes, God, I'm still waiting. But as we're waiting, things are still happening.
Yeah. I'm healthy. My family's
I'm
healthy.
yeah.
Right?
And
We're
I think,
surviving.
yeah, and I think a question is, God, what are you trying to teach me? What are you trying to tell me through the situation that I'm in? Like,
Yeah.
what are you trying to pull out of me? Why you keep me in this
Yeah.
situation? So
Exactly.
I just thought that was
And
just a
I
funny
think
story.
another thing for you Christians, when someone's life get changed, don't be all mad because because
Yeah.
God forgave them.
Yeah,
Be
but
happy. You should be happy that someone changed your
But
lives.
no, that's
So
really good. But I also think too, like, I feel like sometimes, if you're a seasoned Christian, you're like, man, I've been praying and waiting for this. God said he was going to do this thing. And here's this baby Christian coming in. They just prayed one time and God already answered their prayers. It's like, God, what are you doing? I've been here for 20 years, but it's like, it doesn't matter what God is doing in somebody else's life. We should be happy for them, whether they've been a 5-minute Christian, a 10-year Christian, whatever it is.
Or you saw them mess up today. It doesn't matter. It's
Yeah,
not your
it
business.
does not matter.
So,
It does not matter. It has nothing to do with us. Just trust God, and focus on our lives and be happy for other people when he's doing something. So yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was just an interesting thing to talk about, because when I think about Jonah, it's just Jonah in the belly of the whale, right? Like, go to Nineveh. I don't want to. Whale, right? But like when you read and you're like, it's more detailed. It's like, why was this man mad? Anyway, tell us how you guys cope with stress. Tell us if you have a different interpretation of Jonah, or like what you thought his, process was, or why was he mad that 120,000 people, turned their life around. Ask us questions. We would love some questions. But yeah, we're back. We took a couple week break and now we're back and we have some good stuff for you guys. So thank you so much for tuning in on Faithfully Us.